afternoon, peeps. It's the Drunken One. Alright, yeah, I know. You haven't seen me for a while on these things. I've been busy. You know how it can be. The garden really isn't very happy this year. I don't know. I had the bug problem earlier, and I think I got that sorted, but everything's just too dry. We had one of the coolest mornings ever this morning. It was 71 degrees. Of course, that didn't last long. So, but yeah, I've lost some of my plants. They just died off. I went from having a little fuzzy powdery mildew stuff on my squash to the squash just died. I started a pumpkin plant and it kicked off for a second. Well, it died. I have underground irrigation and I don't know if I'm using it wrong or what. This year has been quite troublesome when it comes to growing stuff. I guess let me spin the camera around. I have picked some of the peppers. They're up on the front porch. I am working without the tripod today, so I am working with no net. And so anyway, let me get you spun around. Boy, if you could only eat flowers, I would have plenty to eat anymore. I've been giving away flowers. I made a nice little bouquet. Not a proud moment. Anyway, I made a nice little bouquet for my girl, and well, she put it up on Facebook and this and that, and everybody liked it. And then I gave some flowers to a client, and they really liked them. There were several females in that house, and so I knew they would know how to work them. And I just gave a bunch to stepmom, so she's had plenty, but there's still a oodle more. Matter of fact, they're so tall, they're shading out my pepper plants. I'm fighting the slugs again, and I've just been so busy I hadn't been able to come out and do the insecticidal soap thing. Anyway, my arm is getting tired of holding you out here. Let me spin you around and show you what's left and what we got going. Usually things are a little better than what they are now, but I'll show you what's left, guys. Good thing I don't have to survive out of this stuff. Alright, here we go. Let's get you spun around. Alright, so like I said, my squash, although they were huge and stuff, they're now gone, and darn the luck, I didn't pick the peppers off of this guy. These are the banana peppers, and so there's still a few on there. Peppers you want to let kind of dry out when it comes to water before you water them again. They just like that better. What's always thriving and always going is there's darn mint. So you know, again, the slugs are eating up my stuff. So see a bunch of bare branches there. Hopefully the light looks better in person than it does on the camera. There's the cucumbers, and they've kind of gotten lesser. It's all good. I don't know what happened this year. I've been working on it. I've been trying to keep up with things. I keep throwing more and more of the cut grass on top of it to act as mulch and to keep down on the weeds, and it's worked so good. So far, so good. This is one that's gone crazy. These are okra. I've grown okra before, but usually the ants get to them when they're about 2 foot tall. They're almost eye level now. Look at the stalk on that thing. That's like, see, the ants are still, if you look close you can see the ants. There's a stalk on that thing. It's like like 2 fingers wide. Anyway, so you gotta pick those quite often, otherwise they get very woody. They'll get, if they get too big, they'll get very woody. And see, I got all these bugs, and I'm not sure if he's a big guy, but I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I don't see any eating leaves around him, so maybe he's an armored bug that's running off the others, because this one doesn't look eat up. And then I have a bunch of these guys here, but I want to say they're stink bugs. Let me know if you know. Anyway, what is growing like crazy is the flowers. Like I said, if I could eat flowers, I'd be good to go. You see the butterflies? They're still going crazy around those things. And the more you cut them, the more they make. We got this big bumblebee guy that likes to come around here. And it looks like you could only eat the flowers. Oh, he's a big guy. Look at that guy. All right. I've learned a little bit about this whole thing, because I never grew flowers before. They mainly just get what is the yellow stuff. They do that. And butterflies, they have like a long, and I never knew this, make me stupid, but they have like a long, kind of like a syringe type thing, more like a hummingbird. And it's somewhat flexible, but they poke that way down in there into each of those little teeny yellow flowers, and that's how they get the nectar out. And I didn't never really pay attention that close to them. I don't know if you can see him or not. I mean, I'm sure you can see him, but I don't know if you can see his little poker thing. But yeah, he pushes it in each and every one of those little things, and that's how they do the pollination thing. And then at some point, all of those will fall out. Like, see, this one here has a bunch lesser, and then after that, they just seem to kind of dry out. So anyway, yeah, if you could only eat flowers, but the thing is, my flowers are so big that they're shading out my peppers, which are somewhere down in there. There's one now, and yeah, that scrubby little thing. Anyway, but yeah, the flowers are growing like crazy, but that doesn't feed me. There's a closed bud, and there's some more closed buds waiting to start out. But yeah, here's an example of the darned caterpillars or whatever's getting those things. And I got the beer bait traps, and so I don't know, man, I don't know. This one here, I still want at least one pepper to come off of it. This is the Butte Jolicoea. This is the ghost pepper plant. Although the flower's in the mix. Anyway, that's Butte Jolicoea, and I see it's trying to make a flower, which means a fruit. And there's a couple more. I think that might be the very, very beginning. And I see a couple more over here. But that's the ghost pepper plant, so that ought to be interesting. I think if I make one pepper out of that, that's probably one too many. Getting the overview to everything. Yeah, I'm not sure, just things are drying up. And I don't know why. You know, I've been trying to keep up with the watering. This was super bushy a couple, 3 weeks ago, and now there's just lost all that. My cucumbers were just everywhere, climbing up on these things, and after trimming off the dead things that you see down at the bottom, it's still alive, but it's like only at the ends. Now, I've experienced the same kind of thing with tomato plants, the indeterminate, which means they keep growing and they don't stop growing in length. I've experienced that before, so like the vine, all the leaves die on the vine, but it's still got live pieces that keep growing at the end, so it continues to grow, just goes more and more viney. Oh no. I haven't really done any fertilizing, but then again, I usually never do. I just kind of load everything up with more and more mulch, and it kind of becomes part of the soil, and usually I don't have any troubles with it. Now, this tomato plant, on the other hand, I had to drive a stake through the middle of it to help it from falling over. You see the rack is sideways, but so yeah, it's gone pretty good, and there's lots of maters on there, and then a bunch more flowers you can see up in there. So that's all good. But like I said, the critters are eating my leaves off of my jalapenos and serranos and stuff. I did pick all the peppers just today, so it would have fruit on it, but I picked the most of them off. Anyway, the asparagus, have let them kind of just go into their winter mode, which means the root system is growing stronger. The crowns are growing stronger because they're getting the photosynthesis. Now, I really could be picking some of these out of here. For example, this little guy right here is one I could have picked out of there. And they're still making them, and they're not too teeny yet. I won't tell the whole story of this. Anyway, they're not getting used like they should be, and so I'm going to just let it get stronger this year because they're not getting used. Alright, so that's that. Just a quick overview of the whole garden. I do have some radishes that I've got going. I guess let's cruise down the radish row, and I'll show you my hops, and then I'll show you a bunch more flowers that I didn't realize the flowers got 4 and 5 foot tall. Okay, under all these weeds, the broadleaf guys are our radishes. Okay. My green bean row, I'm not sure what happened there. It got most of the beans died off, and then they got overwhelmed with weeds. Oh no, I mean it's just it's not the weeds so much. It's not me being lazy. I don't know what's happening. I mean I neglected them for a few days, but it shouldn't have been enough to kill them off. But you see what the bugs are doing? They're just eating the stuffing out of those leaves, and of course they have to have the leaves to grow. Oh well, all right. All is well. I've got. I did plant a bunch more seeds just yesterday. There's another eight cells of jalapenos, habanero, serrano, all those kind of things like that. And so yeah, I got some more on the way. Hopefully, it's not too late in the season to be effective. Okay, these guys here are the Cascade hops on this side, the right side. And see, I just kind of let them go along the way because there's nothing else over this direction that they can get entangled with. I've already got all the hops. Put that one back in there. Oh, now the sun's going to come out. That messes it up. You'd think the sun would be good for photographing, but it's photography, but sometimes it's not. Anyway, look at there. Cruising right along. And then, like the cherry on top, that's the last thing on the row. Maybe, I guess it gets to a point where it's okay, I'm done, and then it just makes that, because the same thing has happened here. So that one, yeah, it's got like thin vines for some reason. This is the, what I say, Cascade? A Cascade hop, and it kind of come up late. That's one I got off the internet. This is the Challenger hops. This is from Dale Whittington, and there's like a bunch of vines, and they just get long, and I just don't know what to do with them, so I just kind of toss them back in. I don't know if you've ever grown hops, but if you have, the vines are like tacky. They kind of grip to you, so it's they're easy just to kind of toss back in, and they'll stay there. They're all like little Velcro vines. So I'm trying to keep it separated. Here you can see the difference, in between them. So I'm trying to keep these guys over here, keep these guys over there. And so yeah, they've gone crazy. I think there's only like just a few runners. Look how big the vine is on this guy coming up. That's like one of the main runners, and yeah, I just kind of keep folding them back in there to kind of separate them. And so yeah, they can just get long. See that one hanging out there, and you just kind of just chunk it back in, and ta-da! And then we got my newest guy has popped up. He's the Chinook. That was one I got from off the internet, and it's a really late bloomer, but he's popped up. And then another Challenger from again Darren Whittington, and it's got the hops going already. Look here, guys. There's quite a few of the hops. So we'll see how those turn out. They're buried in here everywhere. They're probably going to be a pain in the butt to pick. All right, let me stop here, and I will get back on in just a second. Look at the vine on this guy. Look at that thing. It's like strangling that poor wire. It's as big as a pencil, like a kindergarten pencil, like one of the number 10 pencils. That got tight as bound to that. All right, I'm gonna pause you for a second, and I'll be right back. Alright, that was my spouse. She stopped by. She had to go to school for a second. Checking on the kids' schedule or whatever. Anyway, she brought me some, that kind of fits in, right? Some Angry Orchard. I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh, there, maybe better. I like the logo. Look at the tree. That is one mad tree. Because somebody took a bite out of his apple. This is Angry Orchard. It is a hard cider crisp apple, 5% by volume. All right, you can't see it or not. Whatever. Anyway, so let's get back to the business. So yeah, we were just looking at the Cascade Challenger, hops, and yeah, just like I said, I just kind of been tossing them in. And if you go to the other side of the fence, which I can peek around there real quick, and you'll see that they're getting long, and I just kind of just like stick them back in there. This is the, what's it say? Columbus. This is Columbus hops, and it's taken off all right. You know, it's actually gotten going somewhere. Then it's a little thin, but it fell over and caught back up again. And that's about it, I guess, for the hops. Oh yeah, one of the late guys, I don't think I told you already. I think I passed it on by. The Chinook. Maybe I told you, I don't know. My girl comes out and gets me sidetracked. A little teeny, delicate thing. It's just now starting out, and gosh, it's already like late July, almost August, and it's just coming out, so I don't know if it's going to do much at all. Really quick, like, I'll pop over to the other side. We used to have green beans over here. All my green beans died, and then the weeds took over, and I haven't been that lazy. It's just everything is kind of faded out and got covered over with weeds. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's some green beans that the last two plants down here, and they're looking pretty tired too. But like I said, the hops, they're just they're popping through wherever they can. You see them sliding through the slats. They're just trying to get to the sun, and so like I said, I just kind of roll them back in and let them do. They're coming through the slats wherever they can. So we'll see how they go. If nothing else, and I don't really get a whole lot of hops out of them, it's all good. They're still a lot of fun to grow. Oh, wagging in the wind, huh? So I'll just hook them back into the mix so that they don't get tangled up with the others on the other varieties. And that's that. Okay. Ooh, stepping on beer cans. Alright, so anyway, yeah, my stepmom mowed the lawn, and so I have a bunch of fresh, greener grass in here to try to get rid of the weeds. I have a sucker hose off in the collard greens. Look at those things, big old okra plants. So I have a sucker hose in the collard greens. I just covered that with some more green grass, which is turning brown quickly. I need to maybe water these guys again. I'm not sure what happened. Just everything is suffering right now. The bale of hay that had all the onions in that, I guess it dried out too. I only neglected it for a couple of days, and I'll be darned if it just doesn't all turn terrible in that little bit of time. Okay, video's getting long now. Sorry guys. Okay, this is the these are the ones gone crazy over here. This is my flowers, which I expected to be a lot closer to the little vents thing that's in the middle. And they've just spread out, gotten tall, fallen over, and spread out. This is butterfly and bee territory right here. There's one now. And so, yeah, these are my pollinators. And like I said, I've thinned these out quite a bit, cutting flowers out of them to give away to neighbors and clients and so on. But yeah, there's plenty of action in here. This is quite the buzz around the garden. I can't see if you're seeing the right thing here. So yeah, they're got the big bumblebees. Oh, he's not a big one, but he's a bumblebee. Anyway, all right, guys, this is my Tipsy Sprouts. Get a little slug off of this Angry Orchard. Okay, I'll show you at my eye level. I'm only like 5'9". I'm not a huge guy, but this is 5'9". At eye view, it's 5'9", and these flowers are that tall. There's it. All right. So there we are. Plenty of new life coming around. Plenty of flowers to be had. This I've been giving away in the pretty much a bucketfuls, and so that's how that's going. There's your big fat one there, huh? And he is just he's a working it. And the butterflies over there. All right, guys, let me get off here. I've already taken up too much of your time. I think that's a 20-minute video already. But boy, if you can only eat the flowers, I'd have to learn how to freeze them, because there's a lot of them. Alright guys, y'all take care. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And everybody wish me some more peppers, because that's what I'm here to grow. Alright guys, adios.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Arrgh.